I'm like a fucking machine. What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's so great watching you watch me cook more food. Today is something a little bit different, a little bit special. It's the day before I'm going to be actually cooking it, aka a prep day. Prep days do suck, but sometimes it's necessary to get the end product that will just be way better than any other products that you'll try to do on the day. Like, you can try to replicate it on the day, but it's going to be nowhere near as good. So today it is a little bit different. We're going to be prepping how I smoke my duck. I've had a duck in the freezer for a hot minute now. I pulled it out late as I was in bed already, and I was like, oh damn, I want to do something. Let me pull that duck out. So I'm going to show you how easy it can be. No stress, no thinking. Kick back, relax, and watch me smoke a duck. Here's what we're working with. I think it's a 1.9 kg duck. I've taken some fat off, taken the neck off, saving the neck for stock. Fat, I've rendered that for duck fat. Patted it dry as much as I can. Essentially what we're trying to do or replicate is get a nice crispy skin. Duck in general has so much fat that needs to be prepared well so it doesn't go rubbery. You need to do a little bit of work to get real mean results. I've got this tool that I use on any pork that I want to get crispy, crackly skin. If you don't have one of these, a bamboo skewer, and all we're doing is this. We're poking it all over, and we're not going into the actual meat. We're poking the skin. When it starts cooking, the fat will come up to the surface. That fat then cooks the outside of the skin, making it crispy and delicious. And if you have one of these tools, it makes it so much easier. We don't want to go overboard to the point where we're tearing the skin. We're just making tiny little microscopic holes so the fat will come out and render our skin. Flip them over, do the back too. And not only poking holes lets the fat render out and give us a nice crispy skin, but it also allows the moisture from inside the skin to come out when it sits in the fridge overnight. That's the whole thing, you know, that's the whole shebang. To get crispy, you need to remove moisture. Once it's relatively dry, we can season the inside now. So I'm going super simple with this. I've got Chinese 5-spice, black pepper, and salt. And this goes directly in the cavity. And I'm just going in, giving it a massage on the top, on the bottom. Trying my best not to get on the skin, because Chinese 5-spice burns super easily. And the good thing about 5-spice is that there's fucking 5 spices in there, so you don't need a lot for it to make like a massive difference. If you've got some spices on the skin like me, it's not the end of the world. Just wipe it off. Last thing we're doing before it goes into the fridge overnight is we're gonna pack the skin with some salt. So I'm using a pestle and mortar for this because I want it quite coarse still, because this step is always better having too much salt than too little. Pack a whole lot of salt on the bottom for the back when it lays on its back. It sits on the salt, and then you go in, season the top, but like the butthole area, the parson's nose, get that. Get a little bit of salt so it sits on that. It will look super excessive, but trust me, we need this. Back of the thighs get the love. The wings get the love. It's so hard to get every part. Yeah, we'll just sit on it. We'll do its job for you. Alright, duck all seasoned, and we're just chucking it straight into the fridge. Uncovered, let it do its thing. And that's it, super easy, super simple. That took me about 10 minutes. And guys, I know, trust me, I feel you. It is a bit tedious, but do it. Do it. This is how you get the best product. It gets super crispy, and I'm telling you, pat it dry. Season the insides, poke heaps of holes, salt the hell out of the skin, into the fridge to sleep overnight. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Welcome back, it's a new day. Let's check out the weather, what it's got in store for us today. Woo! It's a bit chilly, clear skies, nice and blue. The ocean's a bit brown, that's right. We're looking at a westerly, so that's directly from the ocean onto us. Shouldn't make that much of a difference in what we're cooking up today. We're about midday. It's real chilly outside, and not just because I'm wearing a singlet, just the wind. We are coming into winter though, and that's the thing about New Zealand winters. The wind gets you, bro. Sometimes it's not even that cold outside, like the sun's real nice, looking delicious out here, but that wind got me getting chicken skin straight away. I don't know, it is what it is. Let's whip open the barbecue, get the charcoal started, and I'll see you again. I've got these Japanese style charcoal logs, low and slow. Chuck that at the bottom, got a piece of lump, 2 pieces of lump, and I got quite a lot of these little extra ones. Can't be wasting in this economy, bro. It's a cost of living crisis. We have to use everything. So I've got my charcoal basket. It's about 3/4 of the way full, and that's literally all I need. Light it up, just give it like 10 minutes. Next day we have our duck. It's been sitting at room temp for the better part of 20 minutes. You can see all that salt on there, feeling the skin. Super, it's like tightened up, which is only gonna be beneficial to get that crispy skin. So we're gonna wash this over by the sink. Guys, we're just washing the skin too. We don't really wanna drench the cavity with water. We're just getting all that excess salt off of the bird. I'm gonna go in with some paper towels, get that skin as dry as we can. Okay, once majority of the bird's pat dry, slide on, you can see it's super flat. I've got an onion. We're just chucking that into the cavity, prop it up. Get in there. Straight away. Straight away. Look at that. As well as I got a mandarin. Give it a little crush. You can see the juices coming out. Keep the skin in, it's just gonna infuse more flavor. And then chuck that in the bird too. Now, have a look at that. Puffed up, breast is up, real nice, real high. That mandarin, when it's gonna get hot, releases juices, flavor the meat even more. Same thing as an onion. This is my setup. I've got majority of the heat far away as it can go. A couple of lumpies. I've got a foil tray that will act as like a drip pan. A lot of that fat will render down. And I'm in no mood to clean up no duck fat from my grill. Lid goes on, we'll come back in 2 minutes. We'll just give it 2 minutes to heat up, get the airflow going around, going with the brush. Here's our baby. Chuck it directly over the drip pan. You still want to go away from the heat and all the action that's going on. They say we don't see heaven until we pass, but this to me looks pretty damn close. Lid goes on. Get on. And we're making the hole directly over the duck. That's it. The temp will stabilize around, I'll say the temp will stabilize around 200 Celsius at the max. Top vent, bottom vent. You can play with these to get the temp you like, but I'll be cooking at around 160 to 180. I'm not too fussed. Sure. What really goes extremely well with duck every single time is some form of potatoes. I've got these baby gourmets. We're chugging them in. And the whole key about it, why it makes it taste so good, especially with duck, is duck fat. So I trimmed off the excess fat, rendered it down. Now I have pure duck fat. This stuff is gold. Always gotta wash your produce, guys. You don't know whose cucker hand's been all on it. Or is it from the ground even? Anyway, regardless. Ground dirty ass. So I'm gonna cut them lengthways, so they're like that. Lengthways because bigger surface area. Ideally get them all the same, like central. We don't want no uneven cooking. You can see I'm not being meticulous at all. Kind of over that style of cooking, eh? It's just too much brain power. Cooking needs to be like way more simple. You know, I'll say you're not losing out on much, apart from the very, very fine details. And unless you have Michelin stars, you shouldn't care about that. But that's it. All chopped up, all washed, all delicious. What do we know that's the enemy with crispy? It's moisture. We wash our potatoes, a little paper towel, get that in, and we're flipping the potatoes just to dry them off. It doesn't have to be perfect, but we do want to get a little bit more of that moisture off of them before we bake them. It's like we're baking a cake. We're layering it. 1 tablespoon of duck fat at the bottom. Easy way to mix it. You don't need a paper towel because then the duck fat goes on the paper towel. Use your product you're cooking with and spread it around. I like going flat side down because this side crisps up really nice. I'll do them for a treat way. I'll show you how to do some of the best roast potatoes ever. So you can see real uniform. You got garlic, you got everything you need for success. And we go just the top, half a tablespoon. Just a little bit over everywhere. That's it. Just a little bit extra of that. Into the oven, cooking at 220 Celsius for 30 minutes. Oh, I need to set the timer actually. And so we're going to be doing 2 cooks for the roast potatoes. 1 to cook it through and 1 to really crisp it up. And they're going to be so delicious. See how this guy's going? It's way too fucking hot. What the hell? Ooh! We're not even nowhere near. We're looking great. Look, just because the thermo says one thing, use your eyes too. Use your eyes. Adjust, adjust, adjust. You know, I've got the bottom one 3/4 closed. Top one 1/4 closed. That will bring down the temp without me needing to mess around. Alright? So if you find yourself in a sticky situation while you're grilling, it's not about take everything out, put it back, because that's how you only eat dinner at 10 PM. You need to think on your feet, adjust this, adjust the bottom, give it 5 minutes to do its thing, and then come back, have a look. Because I tell you what, it's life, man. It's life. You can't control the wind. You can't control the sun. But you can control what humans have engineered, which is how the wind interacts with the kettle. And that's all we got to do sometimes. Control the controllables. To take our duck to the next level, we need to make a glaze. Very, very, very important. So I'm going to go 1 tablespoon brown sugar. And the glaze is just going to set. It's going to give us more flavor. It's going to absorb some of that smoke. We go 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. It's going to absorb that smoke real nice. It's going to be thick, sticky, and delicious. 2 tablespoons of honey. 1, 2. It needs to be thick and a little bit syrupy because that's what's going to harden up. We got some mandarin, so I'm going to just squeeze some mandarin in here. You got to squeeze the juice out, then eat that mandarin. You're going to maximize your money. Situation, this inflation, almost got me eating the skins too. But we all good. Cheers, guys. I use about half a mandarin. And that juice is going to brighten up our glaze. Any citrus works. Grapefruit, orange. If I had some grapefruits, I would use some grapefruits. Alright, consistency check. What we're going for is once it coats the back of a spoon nicely with a little bit of drip. Perfect. Potatoes, 30 minutes are up. You can see, hear, sound, smell how delicious these are. All we're doing, get a fork and we're going to give them a little helping hand to pop. We're breaking the skin, right? Letting some of that ash out. And that increases the potato's surface area, which means it can only get crispier. More duck fat in. We go a nice tablespoon all over. Maybe 2. All over, all over. I remember I had some rosemary in the fridge. I've done this for a video maybe a week or 2 ago. No, like it has to be like 2-3 weeks ago. So I'm surprised it's still alive. If you don't have fresh herbs, dried herbs, completely okay. Chuck it in, chuck it all over. A little bit more duck fat. Make sure our herbs don't burn. Make sure our potatoes get crispy. Now we're going to season, salt and pepper. We're gonna go potatoes back in, another half an hour. See you later. Potatoes have gone in for their last half an hour cook, which means we're halfway through our duck. Oh my god. That looks so incredible. Crispy, delicious. What was the temp? Temp for the grill? I'm not sure, I took it off too quick. Just means I was confident in what we were seeing. But look at, the sun's at a bit of an awkward angle, but all those holes, they're fat, it's basting the skin, getting crispy, getting delicious. This side even more because it's the side closest to the heat. You can see the juices inside the cavity, that's all keeping the duck moist. The mandarin juice, onion juice, the actual duck juices, and that's it. One more hour and then we'll set. I said 1 more hour, it's not 1 hour, it's definitely half an hour, not 1 hour. 1 hour cook all up. 180 Celsius. Our duck is looking beautiful. And you can see all of that fat that's rendered from the skin. If you don't have a drip tray, good luck trying to get it off your barbecue. Here's my glaze. Give it a little mix around before we coat. Just gonna add more flavor. The coals are closer. The duck is glazed. We're going back on and we're gonna cook it until temp. So I reckon I'll check back in another 10 minutes. Man, you know how you set a timer, you just forget. Oh, how we're looking. Oh yeah, glazed up real nicely. Have a look at that sticky icky glaze. Second half an hour is done. Have a look at our crispy, delicious smashed potatoes. Get the fucking shot. Oh, look, that's, guys, come on. That's the bottom of the potato. Crispy all around, crispy top. Let's have a little taste test. I love these because these are super buttery, so. Oh my god. It's so good, it just makes me angry. I want to be eating this kind of potato every day for the rest of my life. The skin has all the ultimate texture. The inside, the guts of the potato, is like a creamy, pureed mashed potato that you'll get only in the fine dining restaurants. That's insane. That's so good. That's so good. Have a look at that. Can you see that? Can you see how crispy that is? I've got a perfect with our duck. For the thumbnail. Breast meat. You can have a look. You can see the smoke ring. It smells incredible. That's hard. We're gonna start with duck breast. Yeah, the color's not there. In order to cook the whole breast, you need to sacrifice, because the thighs, the stuff with the bones around, needs to cook longer. But I'll tell you what, this will still be juicy. No way. This is insane. This is actually insane. With duck, the duck meat's always going to be rich, but you have so much duck flavor along with the mandarin, the honey, the sugar, so much sweetness, a little bit of fragrance from the wood, and that manuka wood is I don't want to say intense, it is a pretty intense smoking wood, but it doesn't overpower the duck, you feel me? That's so good. Perfectly seasoned, salted. Even the Chinese spice they were seasoned inside the cavity. The breast is seasoned beautifully. The breast is seasoned beautifully. Now for the thigh. So rich. lots of that skin. No. It literally feels like I'm in luxury heaven. I don't know, like, the meat's so rich and delicious. And if I was to describe it, other than what I already said, addicting. Hardcore addicting. The smoke, the skin, and you just don't want to stop until you get like way too, have too much of it. Skin, thigh meat. With something like this, I'm always going to recommend take the day, take it, prep it, and let it chill overnight, because duck's always going to have a lot of fat. You're going to have a look. I think this is the part of the thigh meat, but if you can minimize, you know, get that skin thin, wafer-like, crispy, it's just going to add texture to the duck. Not going to be rubbery. If you're smoking manuka or tea tree, and if you're going to go for a subtle smoke, do that. Man, I didn't try the potato. It was in the oven, heating up. It doesn't feel real. It seriously doesn't feel real. Like, the potato with the duck. This can even be for like a celebration meal. Get yourself a duck, do this recipe, crispy potato. That's too good. That was so cool to make. Super fun, super easy. Follow the recipe. Make sure you like, comment, share if you want more videos. I'm gonna keep pumping them out. And I'll see all of you guys on the next one.